So it's now been like yesterday since I was wanted to explain about my house, but today we're gonna explain about my 3060 Ti computer, as it's been problematic recently. So turn the computer on. Nothing just happens just yet. No computer crashes, not that a lot. But then the computer just turns on, and sometimes speeds with no display. I don't know. I think it's usually my monitor just doing that. But sometimes, I know what the explainer is. That the only reason was probably because the 3060 Ti was flashing. So nothing doesn't crash just yet. Just normal 3060 Ti. So everything is kind of normal, just for now. I still have the overclock settings on. GPU's okay. It wouldn't crash within the first 15 minutes or 30 minutes, or neither an hour. The computer just switches off sometimes during the stress test due to insufficient power. We're drawing just 210 watts to our little graphics card. And you can see the graphics card has already heating up. So you can see that the graphics card is okay. But it sometimes will crash. So I'm going to shut down this computer. And I'll get to the components. And I'll show you a 3060 Ti booting, but, well, actually, if you start 3060 Ti without any pin, you think the RGBs work? Because most of them, I think, Lepper, said, the 8-pin connector for this, just get some computer components and some thing. Don't mind the reflections. It's more like a mirror. I'm gonna see here if it looks like this. Seems like we're working out for this screw, so don't know if it makes that side. I'm actually just pulling the 8-pin out the wrong way, I think. Like the 8-pin shit. Yeah, I don't think the 8-pin would come out like that. Because the 8-pin's locked in. So we disconnect the 8-pin. It's going to be very hard to do. Oh my god, it's very hard to take out the 8-pin off this. Oh my god, it's locked on. Trying to like pull the graphics. It's trying to like pull the graphics card entirely out of this. It's just show you the live view here. Because I need it. Yeah, I don't think I can pull an 8-pin out of this thing. Just to show you the RGBs. Oh. And there it goes. Just pulled out an 8-pin. Video card socket, I guess. Or I say just 8-pin. And I'll boot it up. Oh, jeez. If you disconnect the 8-pin, this is what happens if you disconnect the 8-pin. So you are actually white lapper, you. You know that my 3060 Ti would boot without 8-pin. Will not boot at all with the 8-pin. Like, NVIDIA knows. However, if you have a 10 series card, it'll display screen output telling you to plug in the 8-pin or 6-pin power connector to boot your 3060 Ti up. It'll force you to do that. However, if you unplug the 8-pin within 20 and 30 series cards, you'd end up getting nothing. And it will tell you, the red light will tell you to plug in the 8-pin. So you are actually right. However, the 8-pin light will still output even when the computer is completely off. So that's what you see here. So you'll need to plug in the 8-pin. It's telling you, just turn off the power supply and then plug in the 8-pin. So, Leper used kind of what actually about graphics cards 30 series. Disconnect the 8-pin in. Gonna turn on my computer. And you can see that the 8-pin video source. So, yeah, it wouldn't boot because I need to do a power reset. So I'm going to reset the graphics card. So I'm going to turn it off. going to unplug the computer for around 60 seconds just so that we can get the 8-pin working. Because it wouldn't boot with that just yet. We just need to give it just 60 seconds. So I'm going to unplug the computer for just 60 seconds. And I'm going to power it on with the 8-pin connector. So I'll turn it off. And unplug it. So, let's just wait 60 seconds. So, 10:48. Give it till 11:48. So, computer will do nothing just yet. But you're more likely that I have an extra 8-pin power connector in my computer's power supply. I do have an extra 8-pin power supply. But most of you might know that, well, some of you might know this once you see this video, that it's either an 8-pin fault or PCIe video output. Since PCIe can power 75 watts, it can actually do 75 watts PCIe 3.0/16. Or PCIe 3. But it allows the card to run at 75 watts without power, 8-pin power or something like that. Like GTX 750, 750 Ti, GDX 1050, 1050 Ti, GDX 1630, 1650, RTX 3050. And that's all you're seeing. So now I've gave this computer a minute to do. I'm going to just power it on. And plug in the power connector. So the 8-pin power connector is connected. And it's telling me now that my 3060 Ti is not going to boot. The reason why it's not going to boot is because I disconnected the 8-pin recently. Now telling me that my 3060 Ti should be dead, of course, but there's a good way of proper ways of actually reseating the card. Because I've got like a 3060 Ti. It's probably not going to be connected to PCIe 3 at all because it's either going to run at like slow speeds, but if you reset the computer no matter what, so I've resetted it now, the card will not display any video output. It's just going to give us the GPU light error. But it's very bright. So yeah, that tells us our 3060 Ti is not being detected. So what I'm going to do to this 3060 Ti is reseat. The slot probably wouldn't output 8-pin anyway, but I'll try reseat it. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to get another 8-pin, and if the 8-pin power connector doesn't work, then it's probably the 3060 Ti. Could have run on TSMC instead of Samsung's 8nm process. So I'll turn off the power supply and then unplug the video card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew the 3060 Ti using B-tools, of course. You meant my screwdriver. So my hands are shaking. For some reason I actually do that to the 3060 Ti. I pulled like the cable. Yeah, 8-pin. Anyways, by the way, I'm gonna get a new 30. I'm gonna get like a 30. I'm gonna get like about 30 series card for this computer. Again, like an RTX 3080, 4070, or a 4070. I don't know if it's 4070 Ti, 4080. But my computer is just dying because of a 48-pin connector. That's probably what happens. There's probably another 8-pin connector that I have to plug into this computer, but I'd see if it would work. This one actually pulls out graphics cards. This screw. And it's the final screw for that 3060 Ti folds. So I'm going to reseat the card. And we will see if it will work. So the card won't come out because I need to actually get to pull out this. But how are we going to do it? Well, you are right. The only way to actually pull this out is pull out this. So I'll do it off camera. So it's effortlessly just disconnect your 3060 Ti. So you just have to effortlessly just pull out like this out, which is of course very easy to do. And you need to pull out the graphics, and then you take out the card with the PCIe hangers. Doing it off camera again because why not? I'm only using like the hands for recording. There should be a PCIe retention lock. And here comes the 3060 Ti, it's coming out. Don't forget the actual port for this. So I've got the card out now, but you can see a lot of fan heat, or a lot of stuff that's been generated to this 3060 Ti, well, Paul 3060 Ti. Dust, you know dust, it actually will harm your computer, but probably cooks now. PCIe retention lock actually came out, meaning that our 3060 Ti might need to get a new motherboard. Might need to get a new motherboard now, fortunately. So the PCIe retention lock actually came out, which tells us that the 3060 Ti will keep falling out. But why are we working horizontal? Well, I'll explain the reason why. It's because we are working the wrong way. And most people would put your computer like down there, like, you know, like tilt it and rotate it like a console, that's all. So I've took this out, and now the PCIe retention lock is out, so that means we're going to be cooked with that. So we're going to disconnect the 8 pin again. And our graphics card is pulled out the computer. So that's my 3060 Ti. So my 3060 Ti has came out. As the PCIe retention lock is. Oh yeah, I don't know what that means if PCIe retention lock just came out. But it probably means that we're probably going to be cooked, aren't we? Let's search. PCIe read. Telling us that we're now probably might need to get a GPU all at this rate. So you might be wrong about this. 3060 Ti is out. So it doesn't mean that we're cooked just yet. And it doesn't mean that our graphics card has died. So this is the Tough Gaming 3060 Ti. Non-overclock edition. Which is a graphics card made by ASUS. And the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti graphics card. And if you're right about my 3060 Ti just dying, that is how my graphics card should look like. The graphics card is made by ASUS. We're not going to do a repaste just yet. However, I'm going to tighten. Yeah, I need to get better screws for these. Don't think these work. But yeah, 3060 Ti just died on us. Triple slot 3060 Ti. And PCIe retention lock. We could tell us that the PCIe 8 pin must have stopped working. Which means we're probably not going to get out power any 8 pin. Preventing the use of our 3060 Ti. So I'm going to get a hairdryer out. Don't mind now, I'm going to get a hairdryer. And we'll blow fans on this 3060 Ti. Just came back for the hairdryer. See if our computer. The hairdryer must be a just dry. I'm not going to set it on the hot setting because most of you might think that this damages computers. But yes, it does. I'll set the setting to 100 degrees. won't be wrong when I turn this on because it's set to setting. So I'm gonna prop up the tablet, ready for a little hairdryer. I'm just gonna look low on a little graphics card, 3060 Ti. Oops, power's not on. Got it on now, so. Checking 30. Yeah, I can see like a little bit just here to our little 3060 Ti. There's no more fans on this graphics card now, and we'll just actually meant. Slight peel here. So the graphics card now can go back in our computer. But what we're going to do instead is I'm going to tilt the computer, unplug the hairdryer. And we're going to tilt a little small little 3060 PC. To the right position that most people would put. So, I'm going to tilt it, and off camera I'm going to connect like a 3060 Ti into this. And also I'm going to clean the PCIe 3.0x60 connector. And we're going to slot in our 3060 Ti. So, 3060 Ti. Seems like our warranty has now been voided. Voided. Actually, I might need to blow dust out these 3060. Have this power supply from the 3060 Ti PC. But we're gonna connect the 8-pin power connector the other way round. You know why the other way round? It's because we say the other way round because the graphics card don't think we can actually like see it because an 8-pin is connected to this. And does the 8-pin split in. So it's not the end of the world. I don't know if this would boot like this, but I don't know if this would boot because of well, one of the stupid ways to be ever called 3060 Ti booting. And holy crap, the reseat actually worked. My 3060 Ti is finally booting again. Just gonna turn off the computer. No. Look, we actually get a display now. So I'm gonna disconnect the 3060 Ti. Because we know that RE pin is the culprit. And unbelievably, a 3060 Ti is actually working. That seems like the replace is actually the culprit. Killing off 3060 Ti. Reseating it actually will fix the issues. Let's try this 8-pin. Let's try this 8-pin. And it's working too! Oh my god. My 3060 Ti is finally fixed. After all, I think I had to reseat the card. It's working. It's actually working. Yes! We've got the card working. I think we found the culprit. Resetting it actually resetted the card. Gonna shut it down anyway, so shut down. I think that actually was the culprit first time ever. Shutting the computer down. Disconnect the PSU. And now our little 3060 Ti should now be able to be replaced. So we've managed to replace the 3060 Ti graphics. So, surprised this was the culprit. So I've now locked our 3060 Ti. 3060 Ti is completely locked in. Time to use the screws. Oops. And then actually, I need to screw in the graphics first. Don't know if this actually shows on camera. It actually doesn't. So screws are in. Card's actually in now, so you are actually right. I think you're actually wrong. I think reseating it actually fixed flickering. I think. So I'm gonna connect up there. That little component that you might see. Now screw in the remaining. So I've just tightened this screw. Now I'm going to tighten this other one, which is actually out of a slot. So I've connected my PC casing, it's tight now. Cards in. Computer should now boot. So let's get in the computer. Connect all the ports in. We will start our little 3060 Ti PC. Connect our Realtek high definition audio to both the computer ports. Now let's begin the switch on. And here it is. We've got ourselves a working 3060 Ti again. That is never ever crashing our computer games. So, of course, reseating it was actually the culprit here. Because it actually made it stop crashing, I think. But unfortunately, we have killed the culprit. The graphics fan. Or the graphics retention stop for PCIe 3x16. All the retentions, all that lot, is completely solved. Telling us that we now have a working 3060 Ti again. And the glowing light was now finally working. So, finally, the graphics card is working after that much. So I'm gonna get Firmark running. Gonna let it run for just 15 minutes. Firmark. Should already run just fine. There'll probably be nothing happening. But I don't want to wait like 15 minutes just for my computer just to run a simple stress test application. But we only own this satin wood stuff. Well, I've got that satin light here. Stand there. Pour that integrated little graphics card. Come up to thicken power supplies, man. Oh. Still at 50 frames. Don't want our computer to turn off on us. All stable, 50 frames a second. Holy crap, we're actually reaching 80 degrees. Keep hitting 105 degrees on the hotspot. This used to be never hittable in these little 3060 Ti's, but not that evil to hit a 3060 Ti like this temperature. Alright, got the hair blow back. So it's about to clock into 15 minutes of running a stress test to my gaming PC. It's 3060 Ti hits 80 degrees. but it keeps fluctuating between 49 and 46 frames a second. Due to the fact that our 3060 Ti ain't power throttle. We ain't reaching the thermal throttling limit of our little graphics card. But all our graphics card is doing. So we've reached 50 minutes of a computer stress test. Of course it would never crash. So anyways, like and subscribe to notifications, and I'll see you next time. More RAM and house videos with a 3060 Ti being fixed.